Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to you. I hope you are ready to have an absolutely incredible day. And if there's any doubt in your mind that that's possible today, stay tuned because I've got an all new episode of Project Joy Live for you starting right now. Don't go anywhere. Everybody, happy hump day, happy Wednesday to you. It's the middle of the week. I hope the beginning of your week started off amazing. I feel like I'm still sort of in recovery mode from concert last weekend. And then I have gone down a rabbit hole. So to back up for a moment, we went to go see New Kids on the Block, Paula Abdul and DJ Jazzy Jeff last Friday. And it's now Wednesday, and I'm still trying to catch up with life. And I went down a little rabbit hole of watching some old performances and interviews and stuff with New Kids on the Block, and it's funny to me how not much changed. The decibel levels of screaming that happened at the concert what is the same level that happened all those years ago. So some things haven't changed. I'll just say that. I hope you are doing well today. I've got a great show on tap for you this morning, and continuing this sort of series that I came up with about pillars of joy. What are those things that I believe inside me help me to be the joy rather than having to constantly look for it outside of myself? So we're going to dive into that coming up, but I'm going to tell you about what's happening on the show today, right now in the Morning Brew. Let's do it. So happy to have you guys here today. We've got Miss Brittany in that VIP seat. Good morning, Miss Brittany. Hey, Miss Teresa. Good to see you. Kat is here this morning from across the pond. Miss Nancy's here today. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you guys today. We have a great show for you this morning. And we're going to do some celebrating. I'm going to tell you about the national days that are happening today. And my personal barista just brought my tea. Thank you so much. Let me know what you're drinking this morning, by the way. After we celebrate today, we're going to go into our daily uplift, which is our topic about pillars of joy. And today we're talking about what is it that you stand for, and why that is so imperative, important, essential to the level of joy that you be being, as my friend Ferran says. So we'll do that after the break. We've got birthdays for you, and I got to tell you about what's happening on the rest of the week on the Breakthrough Show Network. So let me know if that sounds good to all of you here this morning. And also let me know what is bringing you joy today, because that is why we're here, my friends. That's why we're here. So let's get into it now. We're going to kick things off with our national days and celebrating today. I love that there's always a reason to celebrate. National holidays you can find at nationaldaycalendar.com. It can also help you look at observing national months and things like that as well. There may be, I think there's some international list somewhere there as well. But all of that being said, that's where I get my info. So you can get your info there too, and prepare yourself for what's to come and things to celebrate. It is National Purple Heart Day today. It commemorates the creation of the oldest American military decoration for military merit. The Purple Heart honors the men and women who are of the Military Order of the Purple Heart. During the American Revolutionary War, the badge for military merit decorated 6 known soldiers. Really interesting. So, taking a look at that today and celebrating all those who have received a Purple Heart in honor of our their service in our country. Also, apparently, it's National Sea Serpent Day. I don't know how I feel about this. Some of us are still playing bingo from 2020, and I don't like this. I don't like this one. It commemorates this sighting and the many other stories that continue to be told. If you have ever looked out over the water and thought you saw a fantastic creature break the surface, you're going to want to stick around. And this is about the sea serpent. In 1848, several men aboard the HMS Daedalus, I think is how you say it, Daedalus, couldn't believe their eyes when they looked out upon the South Atlantic. Several passengers and officers on a voyage to St. Helena spied a 60-foot long creature bearing a peculiar maned head above the ocean water. With so many accounts of what they saw, it's hard not to not believe that it didn't happen. Serpent sightings are something of myth and legend. We may call them sirens of the sea. Greek mythology named its sea creature Cetus. The Vikings spoke of the Kraken, and we landlocked creatures in the New World have names for the serpents that live in the watery depths of our Great Lakes and waterways. One sea serpent was adopted by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for a time. A resident of the Chesapeake Bay, the horse-like sea creature named Chessie reminds us of another legendary serpent nicknamed Nessie the Loch Ness in Scotland. Chessie isn't the only monster that reminds us of not Loch Ness. 2 Great Lake monsters take on the names Pressy and Bessie. Apparently, we like things to rhyme. That's what we like. So it's National Sea Serpent Day. I'd love to know if any of you have ever seen a sea serpent before. It's very interesting to me, the things that the like it said, when there's so many people that see the same thing, it's hard to be like that didn't happen, that didn't exist. But let me know where you stand on it. Do you think that sea serpents exist? It's interesting. If you're feeling hungry today, here's your warning to get a snack. It's National Raspberries and Cream Day. Enjoy fresh berries and cream on August 7th because it's National Raspberries and Cream Day. It's raspberry season in full swing, and what better way to celebrate than with a simple and delicious treat. I love that. In fact, the other day, I made some whipped cream and had that with some cherries, and that was quite delicious. Also, finishing up national days, it's National Lighthouse Day today. It honors the beacon of light that for hundreds of years symbolized safety and security for ships and boats at sea. At one time, the beacon of light could be found across almost all of America's shorelines. We have a lot of lighthouses here in southeastern Connecticut, and for any of you that are visiting this area, specifically in New London County, there are lots of ferries and tours where you can go and check out all of the lighthouses still in Long Island Sound. One of our most famous here is at the mouth of the Thames River in Long Island Sound, and that is the Ledge Lighthouse. If you guys want a fun, spooky story, go check out information about Ernie and the Ledge Lighthouse. So be sure to go check that out. It'll be fun for you. Let's check in. Grand Rising. Good morning, Miss Mandy. Good to see you. Nancy said she got a good night's sleep last night, which is allowing more joy today and to share as well. I love that. Yes, absolutely. And yes, see, Nessie. Everybody's talking about the different. It would be very cool to see that. It would be very cool. It probably would scare me, but it would be cool. Leave my dear Nessie alone. She's living peaceful life in the depth of Loch Ness. All right, cats out here doing the hard work. Love lighthouses and bless their keepers. Absolutely. And there's such like a beautiful symbolism about lighthouses. And I remember one of my favorite Disney movies growing up, which I cannot believe. Oh my God. Someone throw something at me. I did not think to even mention that when I was on Magical Melodies with Kevin on Sunday. Oh my goodness, I'm kicking myself. Kevin, Kylie, we need a part two because I'm having a moment here. Pete's Dragon was one of my favorite Disney movies growing up. And, it had Lighthouse and a lighthouse keeper in that movie. And uh beautiful song Candle on the Water, which has such big memories for me. But I love just the symbolism of that, of being like a light in the world and shining your light. And it ties so beautifully today into our topic. So get ready for that because we're going to talk about it now in the Daily Uplift. Barista gave me the my cup. Today I choose joy. Today I choose joy. Just a reminder to tap into the joy within yourself today. All right, friends. So we've been doing this series about pillars of joy, pillars of joy. And pillars of joy are those things that I have found within myself that help me to be the joy, not to feel like I need to be in an energy of creating joy or that I need to look for it or whatever else. It's a being. And a feeling of existing. We'll go with that. But today we're diving into a topic that can really transform the way we experience joy in our lives. So today we're talking about the joy in leaning into what we stand for, because we need to understand something really important here. And this has been such a huge part of my own being joy, is that the real thief of joy is focusing on what we don't stand for. So often we find ourselves caught up in what we disagree with, what we dislike, and what we want to avoid. And I want to kind of digress for a moment and say that there is value in that. I've spent so much of my life focused on what other people want and what other people enjoy. The other day on Monday's show with Trista here, we were talking about having a Julia Roberts moment. And we had a whole moment of about how she thought she immediately went to like another movie and then realized I was talking about Runaway Bride. Pretty Woman. That's the one. She went to Pretty Woman, but I was talking about Runaway Bride. And there's a scene in that movie where Julia Roberts, she had gone to get married several times and ran from the altar. And somebody had asked her, like, what kind of eggs do you like? And they had asked all of the people that she had ever been engaged to, what kind of eggs does she like? And every single one of them said, she likes the same as me, this kind, and realized that she had been just going along with whatever anybody else wanted. And so there's this scene where she's sitting at a table with like 20 different kinds of eggs prepared different ways. And she's trying to figure out, okay, what kind of eggs do I really like? So while I think there is value in saying, I don't like that, when that becomes the focus, and we're not focusing. Imagine if she just sat down with those eggs and said, okay, I don't like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and then never like focused any energy on the one that she does like, never ate the one that she does like again. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? So when we focus our energy on the things that we don't like, it can really steal our joy. So what if we shift our perspective? What if instead of focusing on the negatives, that we lean into the positive, focused on our values, our passions, and the things that light us up? When we align ourselves with what we truly believe in and stand for, we invite in more joy, more purpose, and more fulfillment into our lives. It becomes easier to make decisions, take action, and connect with others who share our values. So when we're connected with those things, it's easier to go there because it's top of mind for us. When we're focusing on all of those things that don't bring us joy, that we don't like, that we don't agree with, when it comes time to make decisions, all we can think about is what we don't like. So keeping our things that we do really enjoy front of mind is so important for us. Um, so when we align ourselves with what we truly believe in and stand for, we invite in more joy, purpose, and fulfillment, and it becomes easier to make decisions, take action, and connect with those who share our values. This alignment not only brings us joy, but helps us create a more positive impact in the world. It creates, as we've talked about on this show, from a leadership perspective, it creates an environment where others can find that joy within themselves more easily. So today, I want to explore how we can lean into what we stand for and let go of the distractions that steal our joy. Let's embrace the things that make us feel alive and inspired, and remember that joy is not just an emotion, it's a state of being. So we can cultivate this by living in alignment with our true selves. I want to check in on the comments really quickly. It brings me joy to stand for understanding, compassion, healing, showing others how to heal deep traumas, and always learning even as I teach. I also stand on pushing me out of my comfort zone. Yes. Yes. I truly fill my cup up by acts of kindness and healing others, especially myself. Love that. Love it. So here's some different things that we can talk about when it comes to asking ourselves what we stand for. Number one, identifying your core values. Mandy just mentioned some of them right there. Understanding, compassion, healing, being a leader it can be an important value. What are your core values? What are the things that mean most to you? And I want to pause on this for a second, because I think that it's easy for us as we start to try to identify what our core values are to slip into that space of, well, I know I don't like that and I don't like that. And while that can be a good starting point, again, we're focusing the energy outside of ourselves instead of going within, because it's sometimes uncomfortable. Maybe we come up on a core value that makes us question the relationships that we're in. Maybe we come up on a core value that makes us question, this moment that we're in right now, or where we live, or the things that we're involved in. When we realize that something means something to us, a lot of times that leads to endings and separations and clarity that can get us uncomfortable. So, of course, we're not wanting to like go within and say, okay, this is what I really stand for, because that can be a scary thing to do. But by identifying what you stand for, you can bring more clarity and joy into your life overall, because now you've got the space for that. Now, as all these other things are clearing away that don't align with those core values, you have more room to welcome those things into your life. Number two, and regardless of all of the buzz phrases out there about the danger of positivity, focusing on the positives is important. The impact on focusing on what you believe in versus what you oppose is so important. So again, a lot of us, we're coming into election season. All of us, I think, have come across one thing or another that we go, I don't like that. Okay, well, now that we've identified that we don't like it, what do you like? And go back, go back, get yourself out of that I don't like that feeling as quickly as possible, and focus on what you do like. And again, it can be a real kick in the rear end, because it's easier to say, I don't like that, than to say, this is what I really want. This is what I really like. This is what I really value, and focusing your energy there, because it can awaken us to other truths in our lives. So times that it's helped me to focus on the positive. I shared last week about a flag that I saw. And really, it was in the midst of really struggling. I was really, really having a hard time physically. Physically, I have had a really tough time lately in the last couple of months or so, as I've been getting more in touch inside and with my body and those things. Because again, when you go inside, you learn a lot and it can be a really scary, hard thing. And so, focusing on the positive, getting up and doing my show, surrounding myself with people that are uplifting. Those are all things that really focusing on the positive has really helped me because I don't have time to dwell on all of the challenges. Um, Number three, living in alignment. Living in alignment with your values can lead to greater joy and fulfillment. So, again, not just recognizing these are my core values. And this is where the hard work comes in because we've talked about this so often on this show. Um, how often we say we want something, but we're not actually living in alignment with that. So, learning to shift things. Okay, if this is my core value, if this is what I believe in, then these are the ways that I need to live to align with that. So, that can be really helpful as well. Um, Connecting, positive connections, so important. The joy of connecting with others who share your values and your passions. And I'm not talking about connecting with yes people. Not talking about connecting with folks who every time you say what you believe in, they're like, yes, I believe that too. While that's great and wonderful, you want people in your circle who don't necessarily agree with you, but are willing to have conversations and are willing to be understanding that you might not believe what they do, and you're willing to find that common ground. It's so important. It's so important, again, especially coming up into election season here in the United States. Finding those positive connections and those healthy connections, again, not yes people, but people that are going to be like yes for you, yes for you, not necessarily the things that you appreciate or believe in. Um, so letting go of negativity, really important. Shifting your focus away from that is really important. And again, releasing those things make more room for joy. If you're focused on the joy things, that's what's going to come into your life. Um, Practical exercises. So there's lots of different things that you can do to lean into your values, from writing things down as you come up with things like Mandy did in the comments. Love this. Hold on, let me go back. When she was saying understanding compassion and healing, write down some words like that and just ask yourself, like, how does this feel? Does this feel like something that I can live in alignment with? Not just say that we love. We can't just sit here and be like, compassion is amazing and then go crap on other people. Like, that's not what we're trying to do here. So it's really important to identify, do the work. You might be able to do some journaling, vision boards, goal setting is really helpful. One of my favorite things, and Miss Brittany's about to be like, oh God, here we go again. One of my favorite things is using my calendar. It's using my calendar. Why? Because when I come across something that feels really good and I say, this is who I am and this is what I'm standing for, it goes in my calendar. It goes because it's saying, I am making time for this. It's saying to the universe, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm making time for. So I just saying a great exercise is to put in your calendar. Put in your calendar. Surrounding your, this may seem like, kind of silly based on some other things that we're talking about, but surrounding yourself with inspirational quotes based on what you stand for, some of the things that you love. I made this little sticky note one day. I just started doodling and the lyrics to Imagine by John Lennon came into my head, and I had made all these little doodles and wrote out Imagine all the people living life in peace. And I wrote that, and peace is something that is a core value for me. And so I made this little sticky note and it stays up here. But it reminds me when I come and sit in my office, I have a bulletin board behind me here, which you can see some of it. A lot of things up here that bring me joy and that stand for that are symbols for those things that I stand for. So going back to that symbolism conversation that we had last week as well. So let me know some of the things that you do to help you lean into your core values, your things that you believe in. And again, I see value in pointing out the opposite of the challenging things, the negative things. I do see value in that to a point. It's the living in it and dwelling on it that we don't want to do, because we're going to continue to see that. Um, and so I'm finding myself where I'm at today with this is I am finding myself having less patience for things that take me out of that space of leaning into my own values and beliefs, and things and people and circumstances are falling away even quicker. And it's challenging. It's really hard to go through that. So I just want to take a minute and sort of value that place. If any of you are in that place where you're leaning into what you believe in, and it's hard at the same time because you're watching things and people and circumstances fall away from your life. It's challenging. And I want you to know that I see you in this moment. I get it. It's really hard. And I hope that you are able to come back to find a space of peace, because it's challenging. It's challenging. Um, let's see. Yes, a whirlwind checking in on comments. Keep in touch with yourself. Check in with yourself and be honest. That's a really tough one too. Being honest with yourself. That's such a huge part of leaning in, or even examining why you're not willing to lean in. What is scary to you about leaning into your beliefs, your values, your passions? What are those things that are holding you back? And being honest about that, it's so important. Um, a calendar is amazing. It's the best thing. It's the best thing ever. I am also an alarm. Set your alarm. Okay, listen, I'm going to give you all some very human things here, because as much as I enjoy that we are all on this spiritual journey together, there are very human things that we have that can help us to be even more aligned with our values. Your calendar, your alarms, your reminders, sticky notes, surrounding. And if you cannot find those things within cannot find it within you to use those tools, surround yourself with people who do use them. And eventually you'll be like Brittany, who is now, after all this time, finding some value in a calendar. I love it. I love it. Um, yes, magnets on the note, the front door, on the fridge. Yes, all of those things are so important. I can't tell you, like, and if it's not written down for me, it's not in my brain. It's not in my brain at all. Exactly. I try to tell people all the time, even when it comes to like, hey, what's your prices on this? Or give me the outline of this. I'm like, it it's like it comes to me in a dream and I write it down and then that's it. So I tell you all the time, I've got to go consult my notes or my calendar or something, because it's not up here. I promise. It's not happening. So all of that, I say all of that to say this. It is so important to surround yourself with folks who are in this similar mindset of leaning into the joy, leaning into those things of what we stand for and what we value. And to sort of finish the conversation, I want to put a little side ending note on this. Okay. Um, when someone else in your circle is sharing what brings them value and what they're passionate about, I want everybody, just if you're able to for a minute, just close your eyes, because I'm feeling led to do this right now because I think it's so important. Just close your eyes for a minute and put your hand on your heart and think about the most important things to you. Think about those things that are of really high value to you. What are the things that you are really passionate about? What are the things that you value most in your life? What are the things that you have chosen to prioritize? And think about how good those things make you feel. And now I want you to imagine that someone comes up to you and also has their hand on their heart. And behind that hand in their heart lies all of the things that they are passionate about, that they find value in, that is meaningful to them. And I want you to think about your own journey of how you came to appreciate, value, and be passionate about those things that you are. And know that that person that's standing in front of you right in this moment, that they also had a journey to reach those things that they value, that they are passionate about. And I just want you to take a moment and value and honor your own journey that you took to reach those very passionate things that you hold so close to you in your heart. And have also respect and reverence for that journey that the other person took to reach those places of value and passion in their own lives. And even though you might not align behind with what's in your heart and what's in their heart, it might not align, it might not be the same. When they are sharing with you the value, the things that they find value in, the things that they are passionate about, when they are sharing that with you, they're sharing with you a piece of their journey. There is nothing to be afraid of. There is nothing to be angry about. Just witness. You get to be a witness. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to witness when someone shares with you their value. We don't need to be afraid. We don't need to be angry. We can just be a witness to the things that they find value in and the things that they find peace in and the things that they find joy in and the things that they are passionate about. It does not take your own values away. You don't have to be scared that it's going to take away your beliefs. But imagine the power that you hold by simply recognizing the honor and privilege it is to witness someone else's journey through their sharing with you what their value is, even if they don't agree, even if you don't agree, even if they don't align. You don't have to be afraid, and you have the power to hold a space for someone to feel seen and heard in their own values and their own passions. And just be with this feeling for a minute, even if it or something uncomfortable arises. Just be with this feeling. And let me know how that feels for you guys, if it's released anything for you. Um, I really feel like there's so much work that we are capable of doing right now to release the fear that someone else sharing how they feel somehow is going to just change everything for us. And that's not the case unless we allow it. Unless we allow it. So important. So important. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And after this, let me know in the comments during the break how y'all feel. Let me know anything that came up for you, and we'll be right back with birthdays. Don't go anywhere.
On April 4th, I was 90 years old, grandson of slaves. My parents were first generation free. A long time ago, I embraced the definition of love Love is the experience of well-being. And a friend is one who mutually shares that experience of well-being with you, which opens up almost infinite creative possibilities.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. It is Wednesday, August 7th, 2024. We're into August, you guys. We're into August. It's amazing. It's also scary. I've been telling people behind the scenes, I feel like time has just been going so fast lately. So I'm so thankful to have had this moment with you guys today to slow down just a little bit, connect heart to heart. My hair is gone berserk today. Sorry, guys. Brittany was saying my heart chakra is on fire, not me crying. Mandy said, thank you. You're so welcome. I feel everyone's heart and mine. It was a real Care Bear moment. It was a real Care Bear moment. For sure. So beautiful. Like I really felt everyone's heart in my hand. I'm so humbled. I didn't even know that could happen. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Mandy, for sharing that. Absolutely. We have to I really truly believe that in order to experience change in this world, that we have to get to the place of where we stop taking everything that's said to us into our heart space. And I'm not talking, I'm talking about a net. And I've shared this before. We're going to go down a little rabbit hole briefly here. I'm talking about a net. Years and years and years ago, I had gotten my first set of oracle cards, which were Sea Whispers Oracle from Lynn Thurman, who was one of our first amazing guests on the Breakthrough Show Network. Lynn Thurman is just amazing. And there was a card in the everything was sea themed, and there was a card in there that was the net, and it talked about how as opposed to like when you build something in the ocean and it keeps things separated, the net is there and able to keep out big predators while still allowing life to flow through. And I feel very strongly that that is sort of like the stance that we need to be in as we protect our hearts, because there's a difference between being protective and allowing that love to still flow, and being so protective that it's now hardened and we can't allow receiving or giving of love, and sometimes it could be just one or the other. But I think we're in a tumultuous time where people are having heated discussions and talking about things that are meaningful to them. And again, going back to our little activity that we did with just examining somebody else's heart and understanding that there was a journey that that they went on to get to that space. I think it's so important to remember that, and as they're sharing your journey, shifting that perspective from this is an honor and a privilege to get to hear this person's journey, and not taking it into your own heart, not taking it into your own. So if they're passionate and they're excited and they're, maybe they're coming across as mad or furious or frustrated or sad or any of these emotions that are difficult to process sometimes, just because they're expressing that doesn't have anything to do with you. And you don't have to take that in your heart. You can, because you've got that net up and not a wall, you can still send them love. You can wrap them in love. You can hold the space for them to express and share and their values and things that they're passionate about. But we don't have to take it in. And we don't have to be afraid of it. And I think it's just so important. This is how we can change things. There's been so much, like with the Olympics and stuff lately, that people are just running with whatever they feel, which again, that's based on their own journey. So we have to decide, we have to make the decision. What are we going to focus on? And can we reside in the knowing that someone just spouting off whatever, that doesn't have to change us, and we can still continue to be the light and hold space. The lighthouse, be the lighthouse, people. Be the lighthouse. Nancy was saying that she felt relieved. I love it. I'm so glad that you guys were here for this today. It was just a completely impromptu moment. And with that, let's get to our birthdays today. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you.
Birthdays are always a great thing to celebrate. We get a little lighter. We can calm down a little bit now. We can get a little lighter. Charlize Theron, 49 years old today, a great actress. Happy birthday, Charlize. Tobin Bell, 82 years old, 82. He played Jigsaw. I don't know if any of y'all are into I didn't like the Saw movies. Didn't like those. But Tobin Bell, actor, nonetheless, happy birthday. Carl Switzer, who passed away in 1959. He was the original Alfalfa in Our Gang, the original character. That is also interesting little rabbit hole. If any of you guys go look up information about him and his life, Carl Switzer, happy birthday. On the other side, also the celebrities in my own life, Sheila Rizzuto had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Sheila. And also Allison Kilmer from Back in School Days as well has a birthday today. Happy birthday, Allison. All of that being said, I hope you guys have a great birthday, and let's get our birthday song on. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Charlize Theron, Tobin Bell, Carl Switzer, Sheila Rizzuto, and Allison Kilmer. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. I hope you have a great day, a great week. Make it a month. Make it a month. Go ahead. I hope you are doing well. And I'm excited because tomorrow's Lionsgate, everybody. How do you guys feel about the Lionsgate energy happening? For those of you that don't know what Lionsgate is, highly recommend go to YouTube. I did a little visualization this morning. Diana Cooper just put out a great visualization for the Lionsgate. Thank me later. Go after the show and watch this visualization. But she also explains to you you exactly why the Lion's Gate is significant, what it means, and it's a very short, easily digestible video and visualization. So go thank me later. You're welcome for that. Go check out Diana Cooper on Facebook and look for the Lion's Gate visualization. So that's happening. In addition, we have lots happening in the Breakthrough Show Network the rest of the week. So we'll chat about it now. All right. So coming up this afternoon, we have our afternoon Pomodoro session, 1:55 p.m., not a.m., 1:55 p.m. Eastern time. We check in and we work from 2 to 4 together. Just bring your to-do list. Again, you just go to the breakthroughshownetwork.club, the breakthroughshownetwork.club. If you happen to go to .com, there's still a button there to go to the virtual community. But when you get there, you're going to see a listing of rooms. For co-working, we always work in the workspace, which is the collaborative workspace. So go check that out. Again, we work from 1:55, check in at 1:55. We work from 2 to 4. And then on Friday, there is no Project Joy and no Breakthrough Show Friday. We have doctor's appointments that day, so I'm going to be disconnected that day. However, for those of you that are hosts, I will see you for our August host meeting at 6 p.m. Eastern time on Friday night. That's August 9th. Saturday, we have Soul Saturday Morning Coffee, a new episode of Life in Harmony. I am going to see, you ready for this? I'm going to see Buck Cherry Saturday night. You guys know them. They sing a little song that I can't sing it on air. I can't sing it on there, but I love the song. I'm going to get to see them Saturday night. So that's very exciting. Sunday, we have an all new episode of Spirit Sessions of the View of the Light at 12 p.m. And I will be back here with you guys for more Project Joy on Monday. We've got Olivia Ambani next week as well. And don't forget, like I said, Miss Brittany Floyd is going to be joining us regularly starting in September. So stay tuned for more information on that. It's going to be super fun. Muppet energy. Yes. Yes. Also be the lighthouse. Oh, and speaking of lighthouses, I meant to say this because it's National Lighthouse Day. Don't forget to keep an eye out for Nicola Vasquez, who is coming out with her rock musical that is about a lighthouse keeper. So just keep an eye on that. Okay. I love that the birthday song brings you joy. Yes. Manifest 888. It's happening. Yes. Okay. Very exciting. Very good day, everybody. I wish you guys an amazing rest of your day, an amazing rest of your week through the weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday for another episode of Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
I've been climbing.